Everyone, thanks for tuning in. This is the read for the collective for the date of May 11th, 2024. So this applies for everyone. It doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter where you're located. As far as your date is the same date, hopefully there'll be something that is useful and beneficial for your situation that you can get from this reading. When the Hierophant appears, it means tradition, it means the old way of thinking. The good side is traditional things, they last longer. And they are here to maintain the stability of probably the culture, maybe the society, maybe the structure of some things. But the negative side is they can be outdated. They can be difficult to catch um, the trends, the future, not having enough vision about the future. This can be the downside. The upside also includes wisdom, being very wise. But at the same time, that can mean stubborn also. So this applies for everyone in a different way. For people who are always very innovative, um, innovative. I, I mean, honestly, probably because of the new moon or whatever reasons, I can't even control my tongue. My voice is kind of weird in the recent days, and I'm just having some difficulties in explaining things. But I'm trying, we're all trying, and I apologize for that. Thank you for being patient with me. So, the Hierophant, if it is on a physical level, it is about school, it is about government, sometimes it is about healer, like the doctors, nurses, older people. So, for people who usually stay on top of the trends, let's say they are very inspiring to the others and they always they don't fall behind. For these kind of people, today is a time to dig into some kind of traditional values in your life. And it is a good time to ask yourself, what what does tradition mean to you? Does it only mean boundaries for your creativity? Does it mean there's something you can create out of a very traditional setting? Let's say if you are a designer of something, you might consider looking into something that has traditional values. Maybe not only materially. Maybe it is about something about psychological values that you usually would not consider adopting. But today might be the day that you can find something precious from something that is being abandoned, that is old, and people might think it is outdated, but you can get something out of it, something good out of it. Maybe maybe you don't usually go go towards the traditional trend, but today there might be some kind of components about traditions, about the old times, um, some kind of old products that can inspire you, and you can blend into your current designs, so that can create some kind of new products or new situation that will that will fascinate the others. So, but for people who are already very stuck in their routines, and people who live a very disciplined life, it is a time to think about what traditions have been doing to your life. Is it simply being supportive? Is the support good or bad or neutral? What are the scales? What are the percentages? It is a time to think about how these traditional beliefs contribute to your life and your future, and whether or not you want to keep these traditions or you want to might be changing it a little bit, or might even need to let go of some of the beliefs so you can, you know, extend beyond your limitations. So, for some people, maybe you are making a doctor's appointment today to look into some kind of health matters. You might consider visiting the hospital, maybe because the doctor is located in the hospital. Um, Hierophant can also mean some old buildings, so it's possible that you know, if you go to a museum, that can be considered as Hierophant. The Hierophant can also mean um, doctrines, religions. If that's the case, today's a day that you would consider reconnect with your religious side of yourself, if you have any religions. Um, but it's also a good time to think about how religion or religions contribute to our personal lives. Are they giving us security? Are they giving us clarity in life? Are they giving us security? Um, this might be a good day to contemplate about the values of religions, and how they affect you personally. Some of you might consider going back to school. Um, you might be inspired by a teacher, maybe spiritual teacher, maybe an online teacher, or you might remember the things that are being taught by your teacher, and recognize that there are some values that can actually help your situation. Um, if we're talking about improvement, then the Hierophant, if we consider as an energy for the improvement that we need, then we can think about the old times, um, and what things in the past or events in the past that can actually help our situation where we're situated right now. Can we recognize some of the patterns we experienced before. Maybe you are in a very turbulent situation, but when you look back, have you experienced similar things? And how did you bounce back? And you can actually trace back the times, and then you can actually predict what's gonna happen next, because you already know the pattern. But at the same time, it is also a possibility that when you look back, you don't really like what happened before. So you make a decision to change your reality to immediately stop a situation that will manifest in a way that is familiar to your past. It is also a possibility. So it depends from situation to situation. If the past you can think about is a past that you like, you love, then utilize utilize it utilize the sensation to help your current self. If you don't like your past, then today is a time to get rid of the past, and the way you manage things, get rid of it. Get rid of the the worn out part of your life, of your mind, of your psyche. Ask the universe to release you from the old sentiments, the old problems, the old patterns. And hopefully, this can create a new reality for your situation and for your future. Furthermore, the Hierophant, if it is about wisdom, then there might be situations that happen to you where you feel like you have to be very wise and be very conservative in dealing with such matter. It's also possible that you're dealing with someone who is older, who has a very fixed mentality. If that's the case, simply respect that, because they walked through their life with their unique circumstances, and we just need to respect that. We don't need to force our thoughts onto them. Just let them be who they are. But if they are forcing their traditional beliefs on you, then you have to be very clear. You have to decipher whether they are just doing it for themselves, or they're just doing it out of goodwill, whatever reasons. Pick what you need to succeed. Not what they force you to believe in order to succeed. They have the wisdom, but wisdom can only be helpful when it is um, appropriately used by different people in different circumstances. What I want to say is, let's say if you're meeting a person who worked very hard to raise kids, to do everything in their lives, let's say they overcame the Great Depression. So they lived a very frugal life, and they are successful in raising the children, blah blah blah, and have a good career, whatever. Does it mean you have to live a frugal life? Not really. But if that inspires you to live a better life in a frugal way, then it will be helpful. If that's a person who contributed to your current life and your current whatever benefits you're receiving, maybe they're your parents or whatever, and they believe that you have to act in such a particular traditional way in order to survive, in order to have a good life. Well, if that's me, I will recognize and appreciate their traditional values and their participation in my life. And when they bring up some kind of traditional matters that I can't align my spirituality with, but at the same time, being grateful about uh, that traditional components that which actually contributes to my prosperity. This is the mentality that I will use when I'm dealing with people who are in the older age and but having a different point of view of life in comparing to my situation, because different age, different generations, they face different problems, right? uh, we can't just expect another generation to immediately understand. This is just not practical, right? And at the same time, I think that older generations, they also need to know that traditional values, they can change. Many years ago, something was illegal, and now it's becoming legal. Many years ago, something was legal, and now it can be illegal. So time can change a lot of things, and it's very difficult to for some people to actually adapt to new standards. Uh, so I personally believe that if we just respect and understand that they are from a different time, they came from a different time uh, with different standard of living, then at least we can understand the fact that it's not totally about them being stubborn or not considerate. It is about the difference, the difference. And we will never, ever really 100% understand what they have been through because the time has changed. We might experience similar situations, but the setup is different, is not gonna be totally the same. So I hope this Hierophant card can remind us to uh, respect the traditional values, to honor it, honor the traditional values, but at the same time, on a spiritual level, being skeptical about whether we are using it in a good way or just being burdened by those principles and old thinking. Can we use them as a strength, or are we just being suppressed by these values? How can we implement these values in a positive way that is not compromising our integrity as who we are, and at the same time um, try to reach the understanding between people among different generations. Well, I don't really know what I'm talking about, but anyway, I tried my best. I hope you understand what I mean and what the universe wants me to let you know. And I hope you enjoy this reading. If you like the reading, please consider subscribing, liking the video. It helps a lot. And I will see you tomorrow. Take care.